Blessed be. Today is May 10th, and it's National Clean Your Room Day. It's another holiday day dedicated to cleaning. Okay, I have to admit, as people, we probably have a lot of messes and should continually refocus on taking care of our space. As I am in the middle of moving, still just packing things up slowly, real slowly, I have been working on packing my junk drawers. You got the two in the kitchen there at the end that accumulate a multitude of miscellaneous tidbits and doohickeys and bubbles. So now I really want to go, you don't want to move the junk with you. So it really has me questioning how much value little pieces of, plastic that go to a thing, but you've never needed it or used it. But of course, the minute you get rid of it, you'll find a reason you should have kept it. So personally, it's a bit of a conundrum getting through the junk drawers and deciding the true value of those pieces. We'll see. It's a slow like I put everything in the box, and I'm actually just going to put everything out and try one more time. Get rid of as many things as possible. Let it go. Today at work, we had our team meeting about doing the peer review. The message seemed well received. I brought up the value of being aggressive with the review, that it offers more value, and then not really, nitpicking it, grammar checking, or that was one thing we brought up, was specifying what we're looking for when we ask for a review. That if somebody doesn't have a lot of time, maybe you would prefer a technical check on how the pieces and components work, or is it more of an aesthetic check? Realizing that was something we should add to our discussions when asking for reviews. So, all in all, really good meeting. I'm going to spend this next week pretty much creating a title block from scratch. That was last week's topic about information, how it's laid out in a title block, and kind of what would you do if you could do anything. We're starting from scratch. And this will be that standard title block that gets used if our customer doesn't particularly dictate like they want their title block kind of thing. I am not really surprised at what I'm finding, which is that there's a lot of research I want to do for this. Figuring out what specific data I want in the title block. I mean, some of it is very common, sheet number, sheet name, things like that, company logos, but I get to decide, even where that information goes, which fonts do I want to stay at, is there a rotation versus what would I want going up the spine. So I'm excited. I mean, this is that fun stuff, but it's challenging because it needs to be technically right. I want to keep it as neat as possible. I don't want to throw in every bit of information, because you've seen, title blocks, they're all different. And some of them are easy to read and they have just enough information, but you've seen some that are very clustered and chaotic, or maybe the font's too small, logo takes up too much size. and there's a lot of unnecessary information. Sometimes, like names of dates of every single person and every revision. I mean, like, yeah, you need room for revision, but you don't have to dedicate that much space. And then there's some title blocks that have a lot of negative space, and I'm like, that's good real estate for some useful information. So I'm looking at it as a functional art project, and it's about figuring out the specific data I want in there and then making it visually appealing. Once that process is done, then we'll go into how to automate it. So one step at a time. Figure out the data I want, and then figure out how I want it to look. That's all I'm going to worry about for now. And until next time, if you guys would like to hear more entries into the CAD Witches Grimoire, don't forget to hit subscribe. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meets again.